So welcome again. We are also having this recorded just in case you might want to share it with a few of your friends. You can share it with them. So basically, let me pass the baton to Louis, who will be taking us through the first session. And our today's topic is what are the other 10 cryptocurrencies out there you can consider if you really want to invest in. And also he wants to dive deep into what we call BCH, which is Bitcoin Cash. So today, have a pen and paper. Let's learn. Let me just pass the baton to Louis so that he can take us through today's session.
Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, Lawrence, for the brief introduction, and welcome everyone for this session today. Being the 9th of October, that is 2021, so we're going to check basically on the top three, or rather the top 10 cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin that maybe you may consider. So this is just we are not financial advisors. We're just offering you. Okay, I think you can't. Let me see. Just a moment. Okay. Hello. Can you hear me? Let's go. Hello.
Hi, Lois. We can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So as I was
all right, Lois.
thank you. Thank you for that. So as I was saying earlier, Lawrence did a very brief introduction. Of course, welcome everyone to today's Bitcoin 101. So we just try to break down like the top 10 most important cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. Because of course, there are very many of them. I think we have more than 12,000 cryptocurrencies. So at times you just need to, if you just dropping by, I mean, this could maybe be a good thing for you just to know which are the most important things to focus on, because you don't want to be focusing on everything. So without wasting much time, as Lawrence said, this is being recorded on our YouTube channel, which I think Lawrence will share it. We also have our Telegram channel whereby we share every day thoughts about the market, crypto market, on how it's going and how maybe you can position yourself. So let's jump right in. This is a list that was actually created by its own Investopedia, which is one of the resources maybe one can be checking out to learn, also to get some valuable information. So let's jump right in. So of course, the number one, the top 10 is of course Ethereum, which comes in the first one, being the first Bitcoin alternative on this list. It's of course it's as a decentralized software platform. It's let me just zoom that in so we can be able to see it clearly. So a minute, get that all right. Yeah. So let me see. Okay, yeah. So I was talking about Ethereum being the number one alternative. Of course, it's a decentralized software platform that enables smart contracts and applications that we call them DApps. And this is where we've heard so much about DeFi. So most DeFi projects are built on top of the Ethereum ecosystem. As of today, I think Ethereum is going for what, about 3,600 or thereabouts dollars for one. And it's, of course, it started back in 2014. That is when Ethereum first started. It was done through a pre-sale, or rather early then, and this is where now we had the ICOs coming on board. So in short, Ethereum is, of course, can be used to codify, decentralized, secure, and trade just about anything. Of course, we've heard about the smart contracts. This is where now it is built. So And it is for this reason that we place Ethereum as the number one alternative in terms of what cryptocurrency to consider. Just a few months ago, Ethereum, of course, transitioned itself from a proof of work to proof of stake mechanism. That is what it happened, and now they even introduced some further improvements whereby now it's going to become a deflationary cryptocurrency. So that is what Ethereum is poised to be, like the top, earning the top number one spot on the top 10. The number two cryptocurrency that somebody can consider is what we call Litecoin. So Litecoin launched in 2011 and was, of course, was among the first cryptocurrencies to follow the footsteps of Bitcoin. And it has often been referred to as a silver to Bitcoin's gold. The creator is called Charlie Lee, who of course is, as you see over there, is our MIT graduate and a former Google engineer. So that is what that is a brief history about Litecoin. So it's open source. Of course, it has all the benefits of Bitcoin with some improvements. So as we go by, these are some of the cryptocurrencies maybe that one can consider basically acquiring them as you go along the line. So as of September 2021, that is last month, Litecoin had a market cap of about $4 billion and per token value of about $190. I think there was a small hype that happened, I think, when some fake news came about that Litecoin was going to be accepted by, was it Walmart, as a form of payment? And of course, it came out to be fake news, and then the price really corrected down. So that is the norm with the cryptocurrencies. Number three, one is what we call Cardano. So Cardano is what is earning the number 3 spot. Cardano is an Ouroboros proof of stake. It was created by research-based approach by engineers and mathematicians and cryptography experts. So it is co-founded by Charles Hoskinson, who was actually one of the 5 founding members of Ethereum. So of course you can see they forked out of Ethereum. I think forking is one of the things I'm going to be covering today. What is forking? What do you mean by forking? Because one of the topics today was Bitcoin Cash. We're going to look at how it came about, and we're going to be discussing about the concept of fork. So the team behind Cardano created its blockchain through, of course, experimentation and peer-to-peer review research. So that is why Cardano is the number 3 spot. Number 4, we look at Polkadot. So Polkadot is a unique proof of stake cryptocurrency that is aimed at delivering interoperability among other blockchains. So this is one key projects. So Polkadot differs from Ethereum rather than creating a just decentralized application on Polkadot. Developers create their own blockchain while also using their security that Polkadot's chain already has. So it's all about trying to make the best out of the platform. Of course, security is one of the key areas that people really need to be cautious about when you are dealing with cryptocurrencies. So where can you buy Polkadot? It's listed in very many exchanges, and I'm going to be sharing that as I come to the end of the session. So Polkadot was created by Gavin Wood, that is the name of the person who created it, who was, of course, another member of co-founders of the Ethereum project, who had differing opinions on the project's future. So, and you realize one of the key things that we're going to note as you go by, whenever there is a differing opinion, people tend to start their own projects. And that is where now the concept of forking, like a fork has like what, four spikes. So it's all one stem with different spikes. So that's where Polkadot, of course, came about. The founder, who was, of course, you can see he was a co-founder of Ethereum project, had differing opinions of the project's future. That's why he thought to proceed his own with his own opinion by starting his own like project now that is what we call Polkadot. So as of last month, Polkadot has a market capitalization of about 35 billion. You can see it is a way much different from Litecoin. Litecoin is at 4 billion. Polkadot is at 35 billion. Of course, one Polkadot trades for $35. You can see a little bit of the disparity there. Litecoin is at was at 190 with a market cap of 4 billion. Polkadot here has a market cap of 35 with the price of 35. So you can see there's a big difference. Bitcoin Cash is what I'm going to be discussing. I think one of our viewers last time asked about Bitcoin Cash, so we're just going to look at it briefly on the key aspects of it. So it, of course, BCH holds an important place in the history of altcoins because it is one of the earliest, most of successful hard forks. So I'm going to be talking about hard forks. As I said, what are hard forks? How many types of hard forks are there, and how can you, of course, make use of that? So one of the key, the key proponent was one guy called Roger Ver, who was actually one of the key, again, founders of Bitcoin. So he realized there's a different in opinion, and he decided to create his own blockchain. So this is when the split happened. Of course, I'm going to be talking about the points later. So let me just skip that. Number 6 is Stellar XLM. So Stellar is an open blockchain network designed to provide enterprise solutions by connecting financial institutions for the purpose of large transactions. I think Lawrence is going to be talking about Stellar a little bit on the news. So this one, you will see how Stellar is going to be like, why it has earned like the top 10 spot on these alternative cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. So I think I'll leave that there, but it is just in brief. Stellar was founded by Jed McCallum, the founding member of Ripple Labs and developer of Ripple protocol. So of course, these are ways you see people starting up an idea, then all of a sudden they have a different in maybe how they go to implement. And of course, people tend to like now start their own, track their own vision as they see it. And that's where these it came about. So there's a Stellar Lumens went on. Stellar has a market cap of $565 million, valued at about 0.3 as of last month. So this is one of the projects maybe you can look at. Number 7, we are going to look at Chainlink. So Chainlink is a decentralized Oracle network that bridges the gap between smart contracts like the ones on Ethereum and outside of and that outside of it. So blockchains basically, as you can see, if you are new here or rather you are coming in for the first time, blockchains as this is now the tech that is behind all cryptocurrencies. In simple terms, blockchain is just a database. And if I borrow from one of the key people that we've learned a lot, that is Andreas Antonopoulos, he says if a blockchain is centralized or rather permissioned, then it's just bullshit. That is what he says, because as in blockchain is just a database, but what makes it special is the fact that it's open and it is decentralized. That is the key difference. So Chainlink, Chainlink's block details the number of use cases from the system. One of the main use cases explained would be to monitor water supplies or pollution. I think these are now one of the examples where Chainlink Oracle is being used to track various kinds of data, of course, into a smart contract, as you can see over there. So as I said, you can always check on Investopedia. I'm going to be sharing this link on the chat so that you can maybe do your own reading. Lastly, let's look at the developer. Chainlink was developed by Sergey Nazarov along with Steve Ellis. As of 2021, Chainlink, of course, you can see it's at 13 billion, and one Chainlink is valued at $30. That is the value of it. Number 8, cryptocurrency is BNB, that is a Binance Coin. So Binance Coin is a utility cryptocurrency that operates as a payment method for the fees associated with trading on the Binance exchange. So this is like the native cryptocurrency for the Binance exchange. So most exchanges have their own native currencies or cryptocurrencies. So BNB is one that runs on the Binance exchange. Of course, if you use it, you get a lot of trade discounts and many other benefits. So think of it as a form of Bonga Points, because Bonga Points is known for one of the to be owned by one of the key mobile telephone companies in Kenya. So BNB is that coin for the Binance Exchange. So initially it was an ERC20 token that operated on Ethereum blockchain, and eventually it has its own mainnet launch. So the network uses what we call proof of stake consensus model. So there are various kinds of staking, or rather proof. I think we had covered it way back, so I think we may have to know the kinds of the kinds of staking consensus. You can check through our charts from before. So as of today, or last month, BNB has a $71 billion market capitalization. So, and the value of one is about 426 as of September. I think today is at 600 or something. Yeah. Number 9 is what we call Theta USDT. So Theta was one of the most popular so-called stable coins of cryptocurrencies that aim to peg their market value to a currency of course, as a reference point to reduce volatility. Of course, there has been a lot of talk about Theta, where it is being backed and all that. So, of course, that is an ongoing conversation. But the bottom line is it has a ratio of 1 to 1, as in $1 is equals to 1 Theta. That is what people use. So most traders, most crypto investors tend to use Theta as their way to hold their investments. So because it doesn't really fluctuate. So there's nothing much to say about it because there's nothing much to say about Theta because it's always at a ratio of 1 to 1. So that is it. Number 10, which is the last cryptocurrency, is what we call Monero. The ticker is XMR. So Monero is a secure, private, and traceable currency. I think that is what makes Monero very popular. Because with this, you can be able to have your holdings online, or rather in the cryptoverse, without really worrying about being traceable. So it's an open source cryptocurrency launched in 2014 and soon generated great interest among cryptographic community and enthusiasts. So there's a whole tech side of Monero that we don't have time to go to today, but just as of last month, it has a market cap of $245 million and a value of $265 per each Monero token. So those just a rundown of the key 10 cryptocurrencies that, of course, are making headlines. Rather, they're going to make headlines as we go by in the future. So if you want to probably make some consider crypto, maybe those are now the top 10 you can look at based on, of course, how your investment amount. So let me see if there's any question on the chat before I go now to a quick deep dive about Bitcoin Cash. So let me see. So Jamal says, please touch on the, okay. So I think Lawrence will check out on that. So up to there, I hope you're okay. So let's now jump into to my last part of this session. I'm going to be looking at Bitcoin Cash, because that is what one of our members here, I think, last time requested. So what is Bitcoin Cash? So Bitcoin Cash is known for being a standalone digital currency, which of course was introduced back in 2017. So I missed one. You mentioned ETH, LTC, ADA, Bitcoin Cash. So I think you missed. There was USDT. That is what I talked about, and I said USDT is not really much of something to get into because the value is always pegged on 1 to 1 to the dollar. I think that is what you missed out, MTR. So that is what you need to add on. I'll be doing a summary at the end of the session. So Bitcoin Cash, as you can see over there, it was through an offshoot from Bitcoin. I just talked about fork. That is what maybe I'm going to discuss today, because this is where maybe you can get some value also. It has all the factors of Bitcoin, but of course there are some key points that made these people to have their own cryptocurrencies, or rather like consensus rules of their own. So in definition, forks occur when cryptocurrency developers or users decide that something fundamental needs to change. So all those top 10 cryptocurrencies that I mentioned, they all came about because of what? Most of the founders realized they need to implement something differently. And this is the beauty of having an open source kind of technology, because you're not stuck to one way of doing things. You, as long as your point is valid, your ideology is right, of course you get followers. And that is now one of the key points. Even if you have this idea, will you have people who agree with you? And this is why I think cryptocurrencies is basically changing the way we operate. And as long as your idea is great, of course it will be successful. So as you can see over there, one of the key reasons is that of course, always it's due to a security flaw, and was the case with Ethereum, or a general disagreement with the community, as you see with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash now, which is what we're talking about. So of course there was a disagreement, or rather, they wanted things to change differently, and I'm going to be showing you what were the key points of that. So a cryptocurrency fork can have a major impact in any, as you think. They often lead to a great deal of volatility in terms of the way the price is going to move, and have been quite controversial. To understand why, let's start, of course, defining what a cryptocurrency fork is. But I think that is what is very important for you to understand. So let me just zoom that so it can be visible a bit. Yeah. So with a fork, you normally have two kinds of a fork. Of course, a split in consensus and a split in terms of changing the way the protocol rules. So protocol is just the way something is set to operate. So of course, when there's a split in consensus, of course, that is where now it is people tend to of course disagree, and maybe the project dies. But when there is, in terms of protocol rules, you have two kind of that again. You have a hard fork and a soft fork. So soft fork was, of course, is where people agree on particular rules, and the rules are implemented, and that is as that. And usually people never notice it, because it's just it will happen as an upgrade. Then the hard fork, of course, is in three ways again. There's a planned fork whereby the community agrees to implement the rules and create a new name or a new ways of doing things. And of course, it becomes a different blockchain that is agreed upon. The second one is what we call a contentious fork, hard fork, whereby the community, of course, is not much in agreement, and of course that will be, of course, an ongoing discussion. It never really stops. Then the other one is what we call spin-off coins, and this is where now you realize most of the projects come to be. People like the Cardano, the Polkadot, I think the Litecoin, these were now they came to be. So with that in mind, now you understand where or how why we have so many cryptocurrencies, because of this particular flowchart you're seeing right here. So moving on to the last part, let's look at now the key differences of what made Bitcoin Cash different from Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin, the maximum block size is 1 MB. That is, of course, more of a technical aspect, but it's just the amount of transactions that can be put on a particular block. But on Bitcoin Cash, they increased that to 32 megabytes. For Bitcoin, there is a higher fees. For Bitcoin Cash, they have lowered the fees of transaction lower than Bitcoin. Number 3 is that users a scaling tool called Segwit 2x. That is what Bitcoin uses now to upgrade their improvements or the software. But for Bitcoin Cash, they have bigger blocks, so they removed that part of Segwit. Part of it. I know it may be a bit technical, but these are just to highlight the key differences. For Bitcoin, of course, there's lower speed of transaction, but for Bitcoin Cash, it is well ahead, because, of course, with the improved size of the block, of course, it allows for faster ways of transacting. Now, looking at this way now, there's a difference in terms of value. I took this screenshot this morning. You can see Bitcoin is the #1 cryptocurrency, and the price is at $54,000, 54,960 as of today. For Bitcoin Cash, you can see the price is at 600. That is a very huge difference in terms of course, value and also difference. If you look at the market cap, that is the total value. Bitcoin is at 1 trillion as of this morning. Bitcoin Cash is at 11 million. So that's a very huge difference, and that's why you realize people tend to value Bitcoin more than anything else. So to conclude, Bitcoin's universal acceptance as a payment, as a form of payment, still remains a hot topic of debate. One that shows no sign of subsiding. Of course, the use and popularity of Bitcoin keeps expanding at a steady rate, with investors wishing to derive peaks from its widespread adoption. So, in spite of the slow rate of transaction, that is for Bitcoin, is still viable for cases which the speed is not pertinent. Well, of course, we are now looking at Bitcoin more of a digital store of value. We have, of course, the likes of Bitcoin Lightning Network. That is used for more of fast transactions. So we've got plenty of leading companies that are using solutions to enable everyday purchases through Bitcoin. So in summary, Bitcoin Cash, on contrary, still remains an unfamiliar concept beyond the cryptocurrency world, yet it is a preferred option when it comes to instant transactions, especially for mega accounts. The role that these cryptocurrency takes up in the future still remains to be unseen. This is where now we look at the community. Does the community agree with what you proposed? Because if they don't agree, of course they'll not be using that cryptocurrency. So in summary, this is what I put together, the top 10. So you see that on there, XLM is number one. That's the price. That is the market cap. USDT, of course, that really is just a ratio of 1-to-1. ADA is at $2, which is number 3 on the in terms of the all cryptocurrencies that we have listed on the coin market cap. The next one is Chainlink, which is number 17 on the whole list of the cryptocurrencies. Polkadot, that is number 8. Litecoin, that is number 16 on the whole market cap. But now in terms of price, you can see the price is at $177. Monero is number 38. BNB has a price of this is real time, I think, as of now. Bitcoin Cash is at 608, and of course Ethereum is at 3,600. So these are a quick take on the kind of the top 10 basically cryptocurrencies that one can consider. So I think with that basically summarizes my talk of the day. Let me see if there's any question. I'm going to be sharing the link that I used to share the news, and then at your own time you can find time and read through again what I shared, and of course you may find value in what you'll be reading. But remember, always ask questions, confirm. If you're not sure, then we can give you a proper guidance as Dict Age consultants. So any question? Let me see if there's any question from the chats. So I don't think there is. So at this point, let me pass over the mic back to Lawrence so that he can share with us the key news points of the week this week. Because that's again another point that drives cryptocurrencies adoptions further. So thank you very much, and I'll be in the chat if there's any question that you may need to be clarified. So thank you, and bye-bye. So let me share the mic to Lawrence. Okay, there you go. Thank you.
So hello. I hope all you can hear me. Great session, Louise. That's awesome. I think you've done justice to the top 10 cryptocurrencies somebody can consider putting in. And I can see Jamal had asked, please touch on Ducatas and Dubai coin. Now, before even I go there, because I'm going to share the screen and just share with you because I've just researched about those two cryptocurrencies as once he sent the message, is that we have over 12,000 200 cryptocurrencies and growing each and every other day. Why? Because it's very easy for developers to come up with a cryptocurrency. Louis has talked to the reason as to why we have so many cryptocurrencies is because people are trying to bring, number one, value. There are people who have disagreements and they do what we call forks, and there are people who just come up with projects that will never see the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel. So basically, out of the 12,600 cryptocurrencies, one analyst said only 3% will see the light of the end of the day. So you can imagine out of 12,600, we are talking about 366 cryptocurrencies that 5-10 years from now, they'll still be in existence. And let me just share my screen so that I can share with you more on the two cryptocurrencies Jamal asked. And of course, I went ahead and checked Ductas, and I went to their website. I just wanted to research more on what is it that they are doing, what value are they bringing to the marketplace. And of course, any crypto has a website, and this should not make you invest in any cryptocurrency, because you can make somebody can make in a crypto. We shared 5 of the key things you should check before you put your money in any cryptocurrency. I think 2 sessions. You can find that recording on our YouTube channel. So for these, as I was just checking, is that they're trying to come up with a payment financial kind of platform where they want to form open and inclusive, the idea of purely digital and cashless economy. Of course, they are talking about they have their own blockchain and cryptocurrency, which is Ducatas coin. But for me, one question I'll ask is, number one, what solution are they bringing to the marketplace? And my thing is, why should I not use Bitcoin and I use Ducatas? There are so many other cryptocurrencies that are offering the same solution they are offering. So what makes it special to use this kind of cryptocurrency? And I think I'll research more on it. But for me, I reserve my comments. So this is just one of the 12,200 cryptocurrencies. Do your own research, Jamal, if you think maybe it's a good crypto you want to invest in. Now, from Ducatas, let me go to the second crypto you asked, and it's Dubai coin. Dubai coin, DBIX price as of now, Dubai coin is trading at $0.42. And of course, I did further research on it. As you can see over here, it doesn't have any market capitalization. We don't know the volume that has been traded in the last 24 hours. We don't know how many Dubai coins are there and such. But on 7th, which is 2 days ago, it went to a high of $45. So you can see how huge correction based on these coinranking.com data is showing that 2 days ago it was at $45. Today is at 42 cents. I think that's over 100,000% correction, or 100% correction, I think. So if you had your money when this coin was going up, if you bought it at $45 2 days ago, today you will have cents in your wallet. And this is why we always tell people, do your own research before you buy any cryptocurrency. Now, this is an interesting story I've seen about this Dubai coin. And it was done by Analyst Inside.net. And they say cryptocurrency scam. They're calling it a scam. The short-lived fame of Dubai coin. So like I say, it's good to do research when you want to invest in any cryptocurrency. So, and I was just reading this as Louis was sharing with us, and they say Dubai coin scammed the cryptocurrency market in such a way that no crypto exchange is listing it. So it's a very new cryptocurrency. So let me just read a little bit of what these analysts are talking about. So the cryptocurrency market doesn't fail to make headlines. Sometimes it's about the volatility, regulation, or a new cryptocurrency. Early this year, Dubai Coin was launched in the crypto market with claims that it is Dubai's official cryptocurrency. Claims that it's Dubai official cryptocurrency. As expected, Dubai Coin got all the limelight it was hoping for, which was unfortunately short-lived. So any person who thinks of Dubai as a hub, and you hear there's a coin called Dubai Coin, you be tempted to maybe make investments without even doing your research. So let's read more about Dubai Coin. What is the truth about Dubai Coin? Dubai Coin website reads, consumers can use Dubai Coin to pay for goods and services, both online and in person, which a lot of other cryptocurrencies can do. The intent for this coin is to be used in place of regular paper money. Same solutions a whole lot of other cryptocurrencies offer. The circulation of Dubai Coin will be controlled by the city itself, as well as authorized brokers. Sounds legit, right? If you read that for the first time, you'll think this is something you can use. But here, what Dubai wants investors to know: Dubai Coin has no connection with Dubai's official authority. This is the reason as why we always keep on insisting: do your own research before you get into any cryptocurrency, or ask people who are doing research about any other crypto. So the truth is that Dubai Coin was launched by a UAE-based company named Arabian Chain Technology, but there are no legal sanctions that prove its affiliation with the city of Dubai. Even the company, Arabian Chain Technologies, has never put out a statement talking about its legitimate connection with the financial authorities of UAE. After further digging, it was found that a team of fraudsters set up the Dubai Coin website to fish data and money from crypto investors. Guys, take care. You can see what these analysts are talking about. When potential investors filled out a form on the website, an agent would contact them and offer to exchange their currency for Dubai Coin. Thanks to the cryptocurrency's convincing name, many fell prey to this scam. On May 18th, the government of Dubai officially put out a statement dismissing all claims about it being the official cryptocurrency of Dubai. And since then, the website has been taken down, but the cryptocurrency doesn't exist normally like any other cryptocurrency. So I hope I've answered you, Jamal, if you're still there. So do more research. Whenever you see any cryptocurrency out there, there are over 12,200 cryptocurrency. Like I always say, if you want to make your own cryptocurrency, we can help you. It's only a few minutes and you have your crypto. But make sure whatever you're doing is adding value to the marketplace. So let's go now to the news. What has been happening across the globe? My first news is Gensler says Security Exchange Commission cannot and won't ban cryptocurrency. I think this is one of the biggest news we've had this week, because a whole lot of people have been calling me, asking me, China has banned Bitcoin. What effects does it have to the market, to the cryptocurrency market? And US has come, and of course for them, the US approach to crypto regulation is really quite different from China. So USA having the global currency, which is the dollar, of course they're saying they're not banning crypto. So SEC chairman Gary Gensler was questioned about the possibility of introducing a China-like cryptocurrency ban today, and Gensler answered that this does not fall under SEC duties, and that the US approach is different from that of China. It was a very interesting debate. I think you can find it online. I don't know whether it's been uploaded yet, but of course, you can, I think there's a clip over here. Gensler stated that the US Securities and Exchange Commission has no plans to ban cryptocurrency during a video conference with the members of the Congress. I think I can just click on this and then we can share it on the link later. So I'm gonna share these later so that you can also maybe dig in and get to understand what is the take of US when it comes to crypto matters. To my second news, it's good to note that over 10,000 Bitcoin ATMs have been installed globally in 2021. Just in 2021, over 10,000 Bitcoin ATMs as demand for cryptocurrency surges. So this shows you that crypto space is growing each and every other day. So we have over 10,000 Bitcoin ATMs just installed just this year, 2021. And this is amazing. This is just amazing. I think in Africa, we only have one Bitcoin ATM in South Africa. I think it's still there. There was one in Kenya, but it's no longer existing. So with time, we'll have all these, I think, Bitcoin ATMs installed everywhere. To my other news is that Bitcoin beats stocks, commodities to become best performing asset of the year 2021. So BTC is up almost 50% this year overall, brushing aside corrections and increasingly decoupling from the micro environment in Q4. So of course, Bitcoin is growing each and every other day. Of course, it's the best performing asset as we speak of 2021. I won't go into details to that. Let me just continue with my news because I have a couple of stuff I want to share with you. So let's go back to US, and US congressman suggests that crypto should be a new gold standard. We know the gold standard came to be, I think, was abolished in 1971, where fiat currency came on board, and people are thinking Bitcoin might be the next gold standard. So Republican, of course, this gentleman said, Madison Cathode said, why don't we use cryptocurrency as a new gold standard? And this big, huge coming from the Senate or coming from the Congress, one of the congressmen. So you can see China is banning cryptocurrency. US has a different thought about the same. So let's see what's going to happen. Now, we all know this gentleman called Edward Snowden. I'll be talking more about Edward Snowden. He says China's ban has made Bitcoin stronger. So they thought maybe Bitcoin will come down or maybe it will crash, maybe. But he says, of course, it has made Bitcoin stronger. So the world famous whistleblower, this gentleman Snowden, notes that Bitcoin is trading significantly higher despite a coordinated global campaign to undermine it. So it's also good to know that Snowden never used to believe in Bitcoin. He came to the crypto space just a few years ago. So American whistleblower Edward Snowden has commented on Bitcoin's resilience in recent tweet. And I think he bought Bitcoin during the dip. He was not one of the guys who believed in Bitcoin way back. So of course, there's a whole story about him. There's a book about him being a whistleblower in the US. So it's good also you read more, or maybe you can ask for this news. You just get to understand who Snowden is and why it's good also to note what he's talking about. Let's come to Africa, and the Federal High Court of Nigeria approves e-Naira, the CBDC rollout. So Nigeria is one of the African countries that wants to come with a digital currency of their own fiat currency, which is Naira. So of course, the Federal High Court has already approved that they can roll out the e-Naira. I think, like we always say, this decade, I think there's a possibility that will go cashless. You won't be touching money, you won't be seeing physical money as more countries come up with their own CBDC. CBDC is central bank digital currency. And of course, it's also good to note central bank digital currency does not compete with cryptocurrency. It just comes to offer ease of you exchanging value. So the Nigerian Federal High Court joins the growing list of regulators across the globe to approve the rollout of a central bank digital currency as a legal tender. So Nigeria, I think, is leading. Of course, it's also good to know that Nigeria also leads in terms of cryptocurrency adoption and trading in Africa. Kenya is number 2 and South Africa is number 3. Of course, we don't know whether in Kenya there are plans of coming up with an Kenya shillings. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. So to other news, it's good also to note that Brazilian's federal deputy says you'll soon be able to buy McDonald's using Bitcoin. This just shows you that Bitcoin adoption gets a boost as Brazil moves one step closer to implementing a legal framework. But is this because lawmakers believe in digital innovation? Most probably it is, because there's no way. Maybe they want to test how can we really also as people are paying for food in McDonald's using Bitcoin, how can we maybe regulate it? Let's go to Ukraine, and it's good to know that Ukraine is building a digital future with Bitcoin. So these are some of the countries that have really embraced cryptocurrency. Embracing Bitcoin, of course, could be Ukraine's greatest political move to usher in a prosperous future. So there are people who are seeing Bitcoin as a way of getting ahead in terms of financial growth in their country. So from Ukraine, let's go to a gentleman called Raoul Paul. Raoul Paul has a company called Real Visions. And he says crypto will spark the largest generation of wealth in the shortest period of time. And I think this confirms what Chamant says. One of us, gentleman we follow, he says there's gonna be this is gonna be the greatest wealth transfer of generations. So, and I think Raoul Paul, of course, he's saying Bitcoin and cryptocurrency will be one of the major shifts that will help people become the next billionaires, the next millionaires and stuff. So Real Vision CEO and macro guru Raoul Paul thinks crypto's overall market cap still has a gigantic amount of room to grow. Paul says in a new interview with Anton Pompiliano that crypto market is growing at a faster rate than the internet did. So very nice, of course, analysis over there. If you need this, you can ask, we can share with you, you read more. To another news, Iran lifts Bitcoin mining ban. Farms get back online. So of course, there was a ban in Bitcoin mining in Iran, but the country has already now given licensed Bitcoin miners the green light to come back online after a 4-month ban. So you can see more countries are coming on board and of course allowing crypto and Bitcoin to go up. There's a survey that was done by a company called I think Luno, and of course says 50% of Africans invest in crypto to pay for their children's education. This is a survey that was done by Luno. So the majority of crypto owners from Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa deal with cryptocurrencies so they can provide a better future for their children. This is the survey. I think it was done over 7,000 participants from Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa, the UK, Australia, Indonesia, and Malaysia to determine the reasons that drove them into getting involved in digital assets. So a whole lot of people, of course, they said most residents in these 3 African countries, as Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa, are financially savvy and invest in sensible and long-term goals. And listen to that. A whole lot of people who are investing in Africa is not get rich kind of schemes. They have that long-term mentality. So as 69% of them deal in crypto to provide a better life for their families. So if you're a newbie and you're thinking of coming to crypto, number one, have a long-term mentality. The second thing is that just think of how this can help you and your family in the long run. Let's go to US, and one of the biggest banks in the US, JP Morgan and Chase Bank, of course, they did a survey and they're saying institutional investors are favoring Bitcoin over gold. That's key, major key statement coming from one of the biggest banks. So the big bank said in a note today that institutional investors are back to taking money out of gold and into Bitcoin. Very major. Of course, they can see what is happening because they run one of the biggest banks in the whole world. So they're saying money is flowing out of gold. Money is flowing out of gold into Bitcoin, according to the big bank. That's good news to the crypto world. Let's go again. And of course, there's this gentleman called Mike Novogratz, and he predicts that Bitcoin will match gold's market cap in a few years. What is the gold market cap? Let me just show you. Of course, it's good to know that the gold market cap, I think, is sitting at $10 trillion globally, $10 trillion, and Bitcoin is at 2.4, I think 2.1, 2.4 $trillion. So one thing I usually ask myself, by the time we are hitting $10 trillion in the Bitcoin market cap globally, how much will one Bitcoin be worth? So, of course, he says, I think it will continue to be adopted and it will take more and more of gold's market cap. Right now, it's about 12% of gold. So only 12% of gold being sitting at around 10 to 12 trillion, Bitcoin is sitting around 1 trillion. So around 12% of what gold is holding in terms of market cap. So he thinks that it will get to 100% over the years. It will match gold's market cap. Let's go to a gentleman we really follow and also listen to. It's called Dan Held. He's one of the Kraken's CEOs and also investors. So, of course, Bitcoin market cap could settle between 50 trillion to 150 trillion. I think I read these, I got some chills when I read these, because you can imagine Bitcoin is at 1 trillion. So let's see what Dan Held says. So the crypto asset hit 1 trillion market cap again this week as the price rose to $55,000. And of course, the highlights are Bitcoin has similar characteristics as a store of value asset to real estate, which now sits at $250 trillion market cap. That's for real estate. So Bitcoin market cap represents nearly half of the overall crypto market. It's also good to note that. So he says, I think it's very reasonable to see Bitcoin in that $50 trillion to $150 trillion market cap size in its final existence if Bitcoin succeeds as a global reserve currency or gold 2.0. So it's amazing. And I think here, of course, he has highlighted that gold market capitalization is currently about 10 trillion, while fiat money is the money you use. Globally, it's sitting at 60 trillion. So very good research they did over here. Interesting facts. So of course, you can imagine if Bitcoin price is at 55,000, we are at 1 trillion. How much will one Bitcoin be if Bitcoin moves to $50 trillion market capitalization? That's food for thought for all of us who are in the Zoom. So moving on to some other news. Today I had more news about Bitcoin, and of course it's good to know that Bitcoin realized market cap breaks 400 billion all-time high. So this tells you Bitcoin is growing and growing at a high rate. I don't want to go into details to that. Let's go to, of course, another news from America. And Bank of America identifies 20 high-profile US companies with crypto exposure. I was just sharing you these the morning in Louis. And of course, what they were doing, there's research. They noticed that companies with crypto or digital assets exposure have stocks rated as buy or neutral by Bank of America, which are some of these companies. Some of these companies is Walt Disney, Fox Corporation, JP Morgan, among a list of 20 publicly traded United States companies with some level of exposure to crypto and digital assets based on the data by Bank of America or both. So some other, I think I saw also some companies like Morgan Stanley, Signature Bank, and Warner Music Group also have some exposure to digital assets. So some of the biggest 20 companies in the whole of America have either interest in cryptocurrency or they have already traded in crypto. So moving on swiftly, Valkyrie Investments CEO on Bitcoin, he says absolutely a digital store of value. So it's good to see that most of these financial institutions, just like JP Morgan and Stanley, CEO, said that Bitcoin is a wonderful digital gold and has done a brilliant job of nailing that store of value narrative. So it's good to see these CEOs who run financial institutions coming back, of course, to give Bitcoin a very good review after fighting it for over 10 years. So to other news, I'm just doing, of course, news highlight. I don't want to go to details. If you want any of these slides, we can share with you. So George Soros' family, I think most of us know George Soros' family office now owns Bitcoin, confirmed CEO Fitzpatrick. So it confirmed that George Soros Fund, the Soros Fund CEO and CIO, Don Fitzpatrick, of course, he says his company now owns Bitcoin. They own Bitcoin. They came out just, I think, this week to confirm the rumors that, of course, they were there were rumors that they were owning Bitcoin, but again, it's good now when it comes to their own office to confirm the same. These are hedge fund, one of the biggest hedge fund giants in the whole world, hedge fund giants. So of course, it's good to know that part of their portfolio is in Bitcoin. So to some other news, Ray Dalio, one of the greatest gentlemen we follow, he runs the biggest hedge fund in the whole world. And of course, he says Bitcoin has stood the test of time, but crypto may face future headwinds. So Bitcoin is 12 years old. For any person who is coming on board, it's 12 years old. And Ray Dalio says that Bitcoin, BTC has stood the test of time, but believes the overall crypto market still faces challenges. In an interview he did with CNBC, he runs a company called the Bridgewater Associates, a hedge fund founder. It's the biggest hedge fund in the whole world. It's also good to note that. So he says it has a limited supply and has a as long as it's accepted for payments and has a limited supply. If the demand grows more than the supply grows, if it goes up, it serves the purpose. It serves the purpose. So there's a quote I read from him, and I think I also shared online. And he says it's also good to know that, like I said before, we have over 12,200 cryptocurrencies. Only 3% will see the end of the tunnel. So basing that on that, it's good also to note since 1700, there has been over 750 currencies, and only 20% of those are still in existence. And all those have been significantly, most of all, have been significantly devalued at one point or another. So, and this is where I tell people, don't rush to buy also just cryptocurrency just because somebody has said it's going to make you money. If only 20% currencies have seen the light of the tunnel since 1700, how many cryptocurrency will see the end of the light with years to come? So it's good to do your own research if you are, of course, wants to come on board to crypto space. Don't just buy things because of FOMO or hype. So moving on swiftly, it's also good to note that stockbroker platform public.com adds crypto trading feature. So this is something we're gonna see with a whole lot of people who are against crypto. It's happening. It's gonna happen. It will continue happening. That a lot of these old kind of investment platforms are considering cryptocurrencies. Let's also go to back to America. America's 5th largest bank launches crypto custody service, report says. So the US bank is now providing custody services for Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin, according to the company executive. So one thing I'll say, I'll just quote one of the favorite quote we always tell people: not your private keys, not your Bitcoin. So as you're buying your assets, remember, be your own custodian. That's all I'm gonna say about those news. Be your own custodian. So from there, let's see. There's another firm which says not just Bitcoin. Bank of America is bullish on Ethereum. Louis gave us the top 10 cryptocurrencies. Ethereum is number 2 globally. It's sitting at $3,600 currently. So of course, Bank of America is not only bullish on Bitcoin, but also Ethereum, DeFi, and NFTs. So of course, the firm largest blockchain industry report is largely growing, calling it the most exciting new market in years. And it's good to see that banks are no longer fighting crypto. I think here in Africa is where we have sanctions that banks are blocking people from trading cryptocurrency. But I think with time, these will change. Let's go to Germany, and Germany out of farm becomes EU's first to use Ethereum blockchain in financing cars. These are some of the use cases other cryptos offer. So you can see Ethereum blockchain, like Louis shared with us. It's used for many other things, including coming up with dApps, what we call decentralized application that can help you either raise funds or come up with your own cryptocurrency and such. So this firm in Germany, it's using Ethereum blockchain to finance cars. So let's go. Louis talked about this news. I was about to talk about Ripple, and it's good to see that Ripple rivals Stellar Inc. This is another crypto. So we have Ripple. I think Ripple is around number 3-5 there. Stellar Inc.'s partnership with MoneyGram. So MoneyGram, we all know, is one of the platforms people use to transfer money. And you can see, of course, they don't want to be left behind. Remember, cryptocurrencies came to solve one issue. We don't need third parties when I'm of course, sending and receiving value. So, of course, these companies are looking at how can we still be relevant when Satoshi Nakamoto came up with something that doesn't need us. So, of course, they are looking at where can we capitalize on not being irrelevant. So MoneyGram has partnered with Stellar, one of the cryptocurrencies also. I think it's top 10 also, I think, or top 20. Top 20. So let's go to Visa. So from MoneyGram, we go to Visa. So let's talk about Visa. Payments giant Visa is working on a protocol that can send digital currencies across different blockchains. So it's usually said if you cannot beat them, join them. So it's good to see MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, MoneyGram coming to the cryptocurrency space. This shows you that people are now understanding what cryptocurrencies are, and it's growing. That was my last news. I think now all I'll do is to copy what I said, the video by the congregation, and then I'll check whether there is any questions. Okay, I can see there's one question over here. Edwin is asking, what is your price prediction of Ethereum in the next 2 years? I'll just base it. Maybe Louis can add on it also. I'll just base it on an analysis we did sometimes back, and also some analysts shared, and they said what we are expecting as all-time high of Ethereum, I think, is around between $8,500 to around $10,000. If or when the bull run will happen, as people are expecting Bitcoin to go to over $100,000, so people also are expecting Ethereum to hit around 8,500 to around $10,000. Maybe Louis, you can add on that.
Yeah, I think it's more or less around the numbers that you've mentioned, because if Bitcoin grows in terms of the market cap that we spoke about, of course, Ethereum being the second position, of course, will go at the same breadth. So that sounds about right in the next 2-3 years, yes, about 8 to 10,000. Yeah. Great.
So so I hope we've answered your question, Edwin. So with that, I think we can call it a day. It's always a pleasure to share with all of you Matters Cryptocurrency. We are Decrypt Edge. We are based in Mombasa Road, Next Gen Mall, second floor, number 11. You can visit us. You can call us. You can we can just have a chat as long as it's Matters Cryptocurrency. A lot of people ask us whether we deal with Forex and stuff. We don't do Forex. We're just in the crypto space. We are crypto educators, consultants, and also enthusiasts. And we also do research on the same so that we can help people who are close to us, people who are interested, to also learn and also make better decisions if they so wish to get into the crypto space. So with that, I just want to wish you a blessed weekend. Let's keep warm. I think the weather has changed in Kenya a little bit. So my parting shot is that God bless you, God bless your families, God bless each and every other thing you intend to do. Let's remain students. Nobody is an expert in this space. Keep on learning. And of course, one day you remove the L and it will come earning. So parting shot, Louise.
Okay, I think for me, I think more or less has been covered. So just also to wish everybody a great week ahead. There's more to learn. So don't, if you have any topic you want us to cover for next week, you can just drop on the chat. Edwin, if you want to get the recording, I think we'll share the YouTube channel because that's where it's recorded, and all our past recordings are there. So with that, we'll, I think there's a link for our Telegram channel. We'll just get it there. We'll post it over there. So thank you very much, and have a blessed weekend ahead.
Okay, blessings and cheers. Enjoy your weekend, a long weekend. Add value. Let's continue learning. Bless somebody, make somebody happy, smile somewhere. Let's